Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Vincent Ayobami Olukoya, and in this video I'll be sharing with you, simple tips to structure your fashion business, either as if you are having a fashion home or you are running a fashion school. These tips are what I have been using in my fashion business, and I can assure you that it has been working out well for me and it has really been helping me. Now, I know some of you will probably want to ask me that, okay, Otumba or Vincent, as the case may be, depending on what you actually know me as. You might want to ask me that, what does structure really means? When I first heard of the word structure, I thought it was one big deal like that. But then later on, I got to understand that structure just had to do with the way you run your business. That's just the simple way at which I can put it. You running your business without you necessarily either being there, or you running your business without you having stress. A situation whereby virtually everybody, they already know what they are supposed to do. So I'll be giving you these tips. These tips that I'll be giving you, they are not in order in terms of, I'm not listing them maybe A to Z, blah blah blah, and the likes. But then I'm just going to be, I'll be mentioning them to you. Then the first thing I would want you to do is for you to have something we call organogram. Now, you know what? When you hear the word organogram, some of you might be like, which one be this big English again? Now, organogram simply means you knowing, okay, who are the people that you really want to have in your business and what are they doing. For instance, you having the CEO, you have the having the managing director, you having this blah 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 and the likes. But for the sake of a fashion house, you can decide that, okay, the owner of the business is number one. Then maybe you want to have a manager that will be managing everybody. Then also you can decide that, okay, you want to have a maybe head tailor. You have tailor, you have joiner, you have bidders. You have even sweepers, people that will be sweeping in the office. So that is what an organogram looks like. However, for someone that is running a fashion school, you can decide to say, okay, you want to have a head teacher or head tutor, based on what you actually need. So you need to, first of all, have an organogram. This will help you to really know what and what you need to do. Now, when you have this organogram, please make sure that you assign a role to individual. Make sure that they know their duty. So, in a nutshell, you need to make sure that as you are, coming up with your organogram, make sure that there is duty assigned to them. Make sure that there is duty assigned to them. So, after doing that, yes, another thing you need to do the moment you have your organogram, because everybody just needs to know this, they need to know what the business is all about. So you make sure you have your vision and mission. For us at House of Rocher, we have our mission, we have our vision, and our staff, they know this thing. They know that you can't just come and work with us here and just walk anyhow and just do anything, just do anyhow. No, we have certain people that we are working for. So because of that, we try as much as possible to make sure that we don't just do things anyhow. So, we have our vision, we have our mission, we know where we are going to. By next year, we know where we should have been. So, and it is our vision that is really propelling us that, okay, this is where you guys need to be in the next couple of months or couple of years. So make sure you have your vision, mission, and make sure that everybody on the team, they know what the business is all about. Not that maybe they just feel like, let me just leave the house, let me just go and work somewhere and the likes. No, that is not how you should run your business. They should be part of the business. Then number two thing I am going to say is, by the time you have the organogram, make sure you build quality relationship with your staff. Yes. Make sure you build quality relationship with yourself. Building quality relationship with yourself, makes them to feel at home. Now, making them to feel at home doesn't now mean they should be doing anyhow. No, they shouldn't. There should still be a boundary, despite you making them feel at home. There should be boundaries, the do's and don'ts, what they can't do to you as a business owner, and at the same time in the business. For instance, for the fact that you've built relationship with them, for the fact that you are close to each other, doesn't mean that when you give an order, okay, do this, that they won't now do it. No, it shouldn't be. When you build the relationship, make sure that there is boundaries as well. Make sure that there is boundaries. Then number three thing I am going to mention, number three thing, okay, yes, hire the right person. Put the right peg in the right hole. Don't say because shebi I am just starting. Let me just start anyhow. You see, when you hire the right person, the results, what you get in returns, might not be instantly. It might not be something you get immediately, but I assure you that it's something you get eventually. I could remember, when I'm in 2022, I got a staff. Now, this was one of the mistakes that I made. Then I got a staff. This guy wasn't that good, but then because I thought, okay, I can get him at an affordable rate, so I got him. Then the next thing I did was I sent him out for a training. I sent him for a training. By the time I calculated the amount I used in training this guy he worked with me for 11 months. By the time I calculated the amount I spent in training this guy for 11 months, sincerely speaking, it should have been better. I employed a competent, and because I spent, thousands of naira. I'm in Nigeria, so our legal tender is naira. So I spent thousands of naira, but then I was not like, okay, what if I'd actually gotten a competent staff? I wouldn't have spent up to that amount. But then that is a lesson, and it was because I learned that lesson. That is why I'm here to, come and share it with you here as well. So make sure you put the right peg in the right hole. Make sure you put the right peg in the right hole. Then by the time you also get that staff, despite the fact that maybe the staff is very good, don't hesitate to also train the staff. Now, this is where the issue is. There are a lot of fashion designers. The next question or the next thing that comes to their mind is, after training this guy or after training this girl, what will happen? What if this lady or this guy decides to leave? Now, this is what I will suggest you do, and it is also part of structure. By the time you are getting a staff, there should be a policy. You should have a contract. Yes, there should be a contract that they should sign. It is part of the things that you should do in your business. There should be a contract that they will sign. In my subsequent video, I'm going to tell you what should be in a contract that maybe your staff is signing. So watch out for that video. So there should be a contract, and in that contract, anything you'll be doing for the staff, make sure that you write it there, and the contract will be binding on that staff. For instance, in your company, it is your policy that by the time you employ anybody, you are going to um, train the staff. What you are supposed to do is you put it in a contract that by the time you sign with us, by the time you start working with us, we're going to train you, but you must work certain number of months or years before you leave. If you want to leave before that period, this is what you will do. You're going to pay equivalent of the amount of training that you've undergone with the company. That is also structure. You need to be very detailed. You need to, talk more about it. Like I said in my subsequent video, I'm going to talk about what should be in the contract. So you make sure you train your staff. Now, when you train a staff, this is what happens to you. The burden of, okay, this staff has done this, but the staff did not do it well. the burden is already off you because you've already taken the staff has actually gone through a training process. So the staff already knows, okay, this is how we do this, this is how we do this. At House of Rocher, it is, it is our practice that whenever we are making any dress, you don't finish sewing before you iron. It is our practice as you are sewing. By the time you need to do some certain parts on the dress and the likes, you need to go and iron immediately. You don't wait till you are done. It is part of the things that you train your staff. So make sure you take them through training. Make sure you take them through training because not training them will eventually affect your brand. It will affect your brand. Then another thing I need you to know, I need to talk about how to do with you having a reward system. Yes, have a reward system. At House of Rocher, one of the things we do is whenever anybody is doing birthday, we celebrate them. Now, we celebrate them well, not because, okay, because we are using them alone. No, they are human. So we celebrate them, okay, in fact, we pop wine in the office. It is not champagne. So let me just call it what we pop. We pop wine in the office, we dance, we share thoughts, we share things, talk about the person that is celebrating birthday and the likes. So that is part of the reward system. Another way you can also reward your staff is, when a staff is exceptional, a staff that is always coming early to the office, a staff that does, that goes extra mile just for the jobs at the office to be completed. Try as much as possible to reward them. The reward can just be maybe you even giving the person a pen like this. Just make sure you have a reward system. However, while you have a reward system, make sure there is also reward for anything not done well as well. Yes, there should be consequences for whatever maybe anyone did not do well. So make sure you have that, in place. Make sure you have that in place. Now, another thing you should do as a business owner, another thing you should do as a business owner is do everything possible to make sure you build capacity. Now, building capacity has one or two things to do with hiring. I talked about you putting the right peg in the right hole. Get um, the right person to work for you. Make sure those that are working for you, they also have the interest of the company at heart. Now, when you employ the right set of people to work with you, it helps you to build capacity. So when you are supposed to be making just one dress, because you've hired the right set of people, you'll be able to do, maybe if you hire like 5 or 6, you might be able to do like 6 or 7 or 10 in a day. And that helps you to grow your business. Now, as time goes on, you might not get the immediate reward, but as time goes on, the business will keep growing. So make sure you build capacity. Then finally, if I have any other thing, I might add it. But finally, there's something they call SOP, Standard Operating System, Operating Procedure. Make sure you have this in place. When a customer comes to your office now, what or how do you relate with the customer? When you go to the market to go and get fabric and you get back to the store, what do you do to the fabric? Who is in charge of inventory? Who is in charge of putting on gen? There should be procedure. This is what you do. If you want to go on the gen, do you put off the socket of the machine or you just on everything? There should be this in place. You should make sure that this is in place when you are doing all these things. Make sure that SOP is in place for your business. With these points, with these tips that I have mentioned, I can assure you that if you are able to work on this, it makes the work more easier for you as a business owner, and at the same time as employee that are already in the company, it makes the job also easier for them because everybody knows what they are supposed to do. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you have learned one or two things, please try to drop comments in the comment section, and don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to this channel if you have not done that. And watch out for my next video. Bye bye.